Well, boys, how are you doing today?
Man, doing good. How are you guys?
Doing all right. We're here with Mr. Trenton Fletcher. And introduce yourself just one more time for the people.
My name's JD. I play drums for this fella right here. And,
Nice.
excited for the show tonight.
Yeah, pretty sweet. So you guys playing Boys of Oklahoma here at Tower Theater?
It's at Beer City.
It's at Beer City. Yeah. So at Beer City Music Hall, who you guys with tonight?
It's going to be us, Noah Bowman, Gannon Freeman, and CC Rev. And, we do a lot of these shows when we can. When we can all get free to get together and do them. And a lot of times we'll have Avery Stinnett or Matt Williams on or something. We just kind of rotate through, take turns headlining. And it's fun to do some bigger venues, kind of have a collective pool of fans. And it works out good. It's a blast.
Yeah. We've been trying to lock this down for a while. I don't even remember when we started trying to get this set up. But and Gannon, hopefully we can get him on later. But I don't remember who gave me his number. He's probably who gave me this guy's number.
I think wasn't it
Dylan? It was Dylan.
Yeah, it was Dylan. Yeah.
And I texted him. He's like, "Yeah, I'm down." And then randomly, like I was fishing the other day, I was on the lake, and I get a text from Gannon. He's like, "You down? I got an hour free time." I'm like, "No, I'm 4 hours away right now."
Yeah, that's pretty hilarious. So we actually came and watched you guys when you played another Boys of Oklahoma show in Stillwater at the Tumbleweed last time. I think it was you, Noah, and Matt.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, and it was a hell of a show. We were real excited to go and see you guys play. And that's the first time I watched you. And I really even heard your music. It was pretty good.
Heck yeah, man! I appreciate it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Another roller coaster.
I think when we watched Matt play at that Boys of Oklahoma show, he had a bottle. I think it was cinnamon Jack Daniels.
I think that was Noah.
It was Noah that had that.
It was his birthday. Somebody got it to him for his birthday.
That's where I was going with that.
Yeah, he just he bubbled that. He was in the bag.
That's the first time we met Noah.
Yeah.
It was after his show, and I don't think he remembers us.
Probably
he
not.
gave me his phone number, and how was it? Yeah, he wanted my number, and then he texted me. He's like, "I'll let you know it's me," and he sent me his name 3 times. This guy has no idea who I am.
No, I thought he got your phone and sent himself his name.
Okay, that's what it was.
he got on the phone, typed in his number in the text, and he sent Noah Bowman to Noah Bowman.
Oh man,
that's pretty good.
So how does that all work, like the lineup wise? Because like you said, you played last time. Now you're playing first. Is there a strategy that goes into that, or?
I mean, kind of, but kind of not really. Just kind of depends. Like I said, we'll mix it up with Avery and Matt sometimes, and we'll just kind of, however long it's been, we'll just, if someone hasn't headlined in a while, that's kind of what we end up doing. It's not really structured. It's just kind of, who hasn't done one in a while. But.
Is there any, because the way it is to me, it's like if someone goes to that kind of show, they're like going to see all 3 of you. So do you notice a big difference from like the amount of people there at the first slot to the last? Or to me, it seems like before it was like there was just a bunch of people the whole time.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we want to, we have really similar fan bases, and we're all good friends and everything. So I mean, we all talk constantly. We all know each other's fans and each other's groups and everything. So it kind of is just like a good reason for everybody that's a fan of all of us to come out for a night,
Yeah.
And we haven't done a show in Oklahoma City in a while. Well, we did the Blue Note, I guess, not so long ago, but we're opening for Jesse Daniel then. But we haven't done one just in Oklahoma City, put out there months ahead of time, and definitely haven't done a Boys from Oklahoma show in Oklahoma City yet.
Yeah. How did all that come together, the Boys from Oklahoma thing?
I'm trying to remember the first one. I think the first one was at the Tumbleweed. Carrie was like, you guys need to do a local Stillwater show. And then we decided on, actually the first time it was Payne County Playboys. I think it's what it was. Yeah, that was fun. It was me, Matt, and Avery.
I think that was the first show I ever played with you.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was Payne County Playboys, and there's a really cool flyer for that one. It was a blast. And then I think after that it was Boys from Oklahoma. Either there or the Majestic in Fort Smith was the first one. We've done a bunch of them at this point. But yeah, we're working on some more right now. Just kind of trying to keep them relevant, And then, like I said, it's a good reason for us all to get together and play a show together because we're all getting pretty busy right now. And it's fun to see some buddies and play a show together every now and then when you can.
You got a big show that you're excited for coming up here pretty soon?
Oh yeah, we got a few that are coming up next month. We're pretty pumped for. July 13th, we're gonna go with Josh Malloy to Omaha, Nebraska.
Nice.
We'll be making that journey up there. And then the 15th, the 14th, we're going to be down in Atoka. That'll be a fun one. The 15th, we're with Chris Knight in Bridgeport, Texas. July 28th, we're doing the after party at Wild West Fest at Blaine's Pub in San Angelo. That'd be a cool one. We're pretty stoked to go back to San Angelo. July 29th, Noah and I, we're putting on like a hometown show down in Davis, calling it River Bottom Bash, down on the river, this outdoor venue. We got Brady Stetson opening up that one, and we're just going to play after that. So that should be a good one. But July's going to be a pretty good month, I think.
So do you know the Brady Stetson guys? Did you know them before the Battle of the Bands stuff, or is that kind of how you?
I didn't. That was the only night I went to any of the Battle of the Bands stuff, and I actually judged on that night that they played their first round. And, man, I was pretty impressed. It was cool seeing them do the duo frontman stuff. And kind of got to know those guys a little bit over the last few months. And went out to Grady's and saw them last weekend. We had the weekend off, so we went out there. And, yeah, they're killing it. They got it going on. They got a cool sound, a cool style, and they're all super cool guys. So, hey.
We had them on. I think their episode's coming out Monday. But they introduced themselves, and I was like, I didn't hear a Brady.
Yeah, we were really confused. We're like, okay, and we like kept going through there. It was like, so who's Brady? And we're like, we all are. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty clever.
Yeah. So, see, those guys played. Where'd you say that where'd you say they played last
They were
weekend?
at Grady's last
Grady's.
weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Who else was there? Was there somebody else there? Or was it just them?
They had an acoustic opener, but it was just them headlining. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
It's cool, though. We don't get to go see many shows now. So we have a weekend off. We're always trying to find some music, go find something to do if we're back in town.
Yeah.
So you're going to be opening for Josh.
Yeah.
And we were on the way down here. We were listening to, what song was
Porch Light.
And we were like, man, we need to try to get him on. And then I just saw the hat, and then
Yeah.
you said you're opening for him. It's meant to be.
It's meant to be.
Holler at him.
Yeah. We'd love to get like some contact information for him at some point. We probably just need to go online and look at his manager and stuff like that. But every time we've done
Trenton can't leave until he gives us his phone number.
click, go lock the door.
Somebody go load my amp in.
But yeah.
So what goes into preparing for a set? Like, do you do the same set every time you play, or you switch it up, or?
It just kind of depends. We've got like what we've been doing recently. We have a few like, say if we're doing a 90, we've got a few blocked off sections that have some cool transitions that we always try to keep those songs together. As of late, we might move around some stuff here or there in the middle of the sets, but I don't know. I mean, we've got some new music right now that we're sitting on, and we just put out the new single, so we're kind of incorporating all the new stuff right now, kind of kicking out some of the old stuff that doesn't really match the vibe. But
And that just came out last week, right?
yeah, it's last Friday.
Yeah. How's that doing so far?
It's doing pretty good so far. I'm pretty pleased with it.
Are you a big numbers guy? Like, do you sit down and like stress over the numbers, or you just let it happen?
Yeah, I mean, I obsess over the numbers. I'm a big stats guy. And
He's the guy that reads the comments.
Yeah.
And replies to every one of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to feed that algorithm. I'll reply to every single person, good or bad.
That's what I'm talking about.
The algorithm.
So here's one quick question for you. So when you do a show like this, obviously you have a full stage worth of like instruments. Now the biggest set piece is obviously the drum set. So do you work out with the other drummers, say, hey, we're going to use your drum set, or do you just load in your drum set and take it and just play in front? Or how does that work? Like, how do you switch out drum sets?
Yeah, so a lot of the times, like especially like with the Boys from Oklahoma shows and stuff like that, like we're all homies, so like pretty much we'll like say if we're headlining, I'll hit up Trevor who plays for Noah and Tyler who plays for Gannon or whoever's drumming and be like, hey dude, you guys want to backline my kit? You can use my cymbals or whatever, just to make it easier. And so yeah, I mean pretty much whoever's headlining, I mean we all have that kind of relationship where it's like, hey man, you cool if we play yours tonight? That way we don't have to have 3 kits on stage. But
yeah.
So yeah,
that's one thing I've always wondered, because I've noticed like in shows of Tumbleweed, stuff like that it's like, okay, they'll be playing like they'll either bring out a drum set that they just stick it in front.
Yeah.
Or
Yep.
they'll just load it off.
Yep.
But I can see for shows like this when you're playing with people that you know, you can just
Yeah.
use their own stuff. And you may have something like an extra cymbal or something, I'm sure, that you
Right.
just load in, you'll just bring your own.
Yep.
And load it off.
Yep.
That-
So
that
pretty much
makes
whatever makes it easier on
Yeah.
everybody. That's what we kind of do. So.
Yeah.
Drum seems like a pain to have to take around and unload.
It's a
and
lot,
I've
man.
never really
Yeah.
thought about it, but
Yeah.
I guess you have cases for every individual. Yeah.
Yep. And they're all heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we got to bring all of our gear. You should see. We've got a little Ford bus now, but we took my pickup up here today. It's a '96 Ford with a camper shell on it, and shoot, we'll fill that thing from the brim with gear, dude. We have it it's like Jenga, man. It's,
I bet you're driving back to Lone Grove like this. It's just all loaded down in the back.
They're playing Tetris back there, trying to get everything to
I'm just
fit.
like praying I don't hit a bump, but my camper shell flies off.
Yeah. Throw a bass drum out the back.
So you said you just recently got a little bus?
Yeah, back in January. It's 2003 Ford. It's got a 7.3 in it, and just kind of made a good little project. Ripped the seats out, threw some bunks in it, and we've been taking it everywhere. I need a new tire for it right now. But
We were talking on the way down here, like, man, we need to get a bus just so we don't have to. Be just a little mobile studio. We'll go to wherever we want to interview an
Yeah.
artist.
That'd be cool.
And
do a
then-
van or
yeah,
something.
yeah, we're like bussing with the boys is what it'd be, just like their podcast
Oh,
setup.
heck yeah.
That'd be pretty neat.
get one with AC.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to have the AC.
Right now we're missing the AC.
no.
We just did like 1,400 miles a few weeks ago in West Texas, Central Texas, and back up to Western Oklahoma. And man, 4 days with no AC was tough.
That Texas sun does not have any.
It's
So you slept in the
unforgiving.
bus with no AC?
We did one night. We just got fed up one night and drove back from Stockyards to my house. I'm like, dude, we're just gonna make it go home tonight. Just leave
It's
in the
so much
morning.
worth it. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I got like 2 hours of sleep, but it was well worth it, dude. Got a good shower.
When we were looking for places down here, it was like, I don't know if it's just because it's in the city, but everything was so expensive just to try to find something for a short period of time. So I was really thinking, I was like, if we had a bus, that wouldn't be a terrible idea, like a short bus or something. And
Yeah, just a little investment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you write all your songs, correct?
Write most of them, yeah.
You're right,
There's a
most of
few we've co-written, Zach Rayner and I, but most of them, yeah.
So what's your process for going to like you have an idea, or you just have like a line and you just build off the line?
It just kind of depends. It's like ever evolving. I mean, I remember days where, I wrote a song. I don't want to say I was driving, but maybe get some ideas while I was driving, or just in the shower or something, or like days where like lately, I'll try to do my writing in the morning, like have an idea and just sit on it with like no distractions. I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of random for me. Like whenever I get an idea, I try to make sure I do something with it right then.
Do you find inspiration from other music that you listen to?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think you can hear it a lot of times too. Like, and you want people to hear your influences, but you don't want it to sound like them.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. And that's always kind of evolving and changing too. Like, the first music I put out, I was trying to be really, really country. I was like borderline, just steel guitar and everything is what I wanted. And then we are where we are now. And if you listen to like the song last week, it's pretty heavy and bluesy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just kind of not really trying to put it in a box too much, just letting it happen, whatever needs to happen. And like these guys, they all bring their influence to the studio too, and it comes out pretty cool, I think.
Yeah. I was trying to look for like the word to describe your new song that you dropped. When I was listening to it this last week, I was like, it kind of has that blues to it. It definitely does. And that was really the only thing I could describe it. Kind of like a blues country mix with some rock. Yeah.
Yeah. We want like some heavy guitar, like some like the newer songs we've been finishing lately are kind of like classic rock, early 2000s heavier stuff, and then I think you can still kind of hear like the Oklahoma red dirt, lyrics and sound, I guess. But
Yeah.
so everyone mentions that, because we always ask like if you're looking at putting out an album, or most people do the singles. I'm assuming because it's cheaper to go in and do a single rather than a full album.
Yeah, it is cheaper, but I don't think that's the main reason. At least for like us, like we did an album in 2021, and I dropped a couple singles off of it, and then released the whole album, shortly after. And what I realized, by trial and error doing that is that it's no longer like an albums game if you're a new independent upcoming artist. Like unless you have a fan base that's dedicated to you, that's gonna like want your album from you, it's almost, to me, it's almost kind of pointless to drop an album just because like you have so much potential,
So like
music
some
you
of
can
those
market.
songs get wasted.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, and we've had some that got picked up, a year or two later, as of late, that were on that album that just didn't do anything until the last few months, and like the recent singles kind of elevated those. But I definitely think now you have more potential to market more music if you kind of drop them, one at a time or a couple at a time, and that's what we're kind of doing. And we are building towards an album. Like there is an idea of an album right now, and like there's the songs on it, and we've got the general theme pretty much, and working on finishing some more. But I think for now, like we're sitting on a few songs that I'm really pumped about, and I think we're just gonna keep dropping them periodically right now.
I think especially with like doing like the singles, like it's like a steady drip of just like new content. You keep your brand at the forefront of people's minds whenever they're on Spotify. Oh, there's a new Trenton Fletcher song out.
Yeah,
Instead of dropping like a 20-song album or whatever, and then you're not releasing anything for a year and a half.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
oh, I remember that guy.
Think about like people's attention spans. Like what's happening on TikTok and social media right now. Like everything that is going viral or that people gravitate towards is becoming shorter and shorter. And like the 5-second videos are what's killing it. And that's debatable to a lot of people, but that's just like been the nature of it in the last few years, and that's been a fast change that people have to adapt to. And so I mean, like you kind of got to keep that in mind when releasing music. That's something you can't just like drop one single and then drop your album. You're not doing yourself any favors. Like I said, like you have to have in my opinion, you have to have a dedicated following that wants that album from you, that will make sure like to go through and listen to it front to back. But if you're a small artist like we are, a small band like we are, you have to take advantage of everything you can. And I think dropping singles is the best way to stay relevant and at the forefront of people's minds. Like you were saying.
That's something we've kind of had to deal with a little bit too. Like we'll post a podcast and it may get like, I don't know, say 30 views. But then you take a clip from that and you get 5,000 views from posting one clip.
Yeah.
So and then you get the people you bring them in from that, that short little clip. And that's something that we've had to kind of mess with too. So that makes a lot of sense why my OCD brain just wants if I was making music, I would want to put out an album just to have it like structured like that.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody wants a record, like I love listening to records front to back, and like that's kind of, I draw inspiration from that, and like you can see how they're put together as a whole project instead of just songs thrown together in order. And like that is a special thing, and you can still do that, but you don't have to do all that. You don't have to release it all at once.
Yeah.
I think you can still do that and then spread it out along the way.
Yeah.
This is kind of off topic here, but he mentioned TikTok. So is it just me or is TikTok kind of dropping off?
Dropping off? I have no idea. I don't really look at TikToks very much.
That's a hot topic in our household.
Oh.
We've been trying to figure out like how the algorithms work, and I think they've been changing them periodically. And we've talked to a lot of people that are like, man, I'm just not getting views anymore. And like, for instance, you posted 8 months ago or something like that.
Yeah, back in December, and it
blew up overnight. 46,000 followers, and now it's like we're kind of struggling to get views.
Yeah,
and I don't know. It's just weird. The algorithm on TikTok is a hard one to crack.
Yeah, and we spent a lot of time doing this. Like he moved down here, and we moved into a house together, and so we got a little studio set up in our house and everything. And like we spent a lot of time just sitting, editing videos, and like hammering out ideas, and just trying to be creative and think of like how to market ourselves in video format. And as much time as we spend doing it, like it almost feels like you're not getting anywhere with it sometimes. But then again, you'll meet one person that came to a show because of a video you posted 2 weeks ago. So I mean, like it's still worthwhile. It's just, I guess you kind of get spoiled on like the big burst of like what you expect from it, and you just kind of gotta get brought down and humbled. Brought down to earth.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Do you do anything with YouTube Shorts?
I've tried. That's probably what I'm least experienced with is the shorts.
So for me, I can post the same video on YouTube Shorts, and it will do 10 times better than on TikTok.
So one thing I've not really figured, and this is just my own negligence, I'm not diving into shorts because I spent so much time on TikTok and Reels. The shorts, it doesn't seem like you can target like hashtags and target specific people as much. Like it seems like, does it only give you like a line or two to describe the video?
Yeah, you can describe the video and like it's a character limit, I think, and then you can do tags. You can do like hashtags on the video, and you can tag people in the video.
Okay.
But it's not as like, I don't feel like people are just. I don't watch YouTube Shorts, so I don't understand. It's hard for me to grasp like who's watching YouTube.
I know. That's the same thing.
So I'm like, who are these people?
I actually do. So I just that's
Okay,
kind of
so-
what I use.
So when you
TikTok.
open the app, do you like scroll down to the shorts, or do you tap the short button at the bottom?
Both. It just kind of depends on what I'm feeling
It
like.
just
that
seems
day.
inconvenient.
I don't know. Because like I'll just like watch random shit on TikTok or not TikTok but YouTube. So like I'll like watch a video, then like I'll just see something interesting. I was like, okay, I'll click on that, and then I just end up scrolling for another 3 hours. Sitting there scrolling through the shorts. I'm like, oh shit, I was actually on YouTube. I went to go watch a video.
Well,
so to me, it's more convenient.
Whenever you want
know.
to share a video with someone, like I don't think there's an inbox on YouTube that you can just check really quick. You know, so like
Yeah,
you share,
you
you have
can't.
to send the link to somebody's
Yeah,
text messages.
yeah. That's how you have to share it. So there isn't like a way you can like share via YouTube.
Yeah.
And
Like
there's
YouTube account to YouTube.
You can
account.
dislike shorts too. So we get a lot of dislikes on our shorts.
Really?
I mean, not respectively to the amount of likes, but you know, like a lot for me is like 10.
Damn. Okay. I didn't know we even got 10.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why, but you know.
But I guess we have more views.
Yeah.
Overall too.
But like, you know, for every like 150 likes, there may be 10 dislikes or something.
Maybe we're just scrolling it.
But on
accidentally hit it.
TikTok,
That's
you
what
know, you
happened.
can't dislike, so it's like you don't get as much. So.
Yeah.
I try to like scroll really fast past something if I don't like it, because I feel like they're
Yes.
watching screen time
Yes,
that much. Like if
exactly.
you scroll really fast, like just don't let yourself watch it at all.
Yeah.
You know, I think they're gonna be like, that might be a dislike.
Sometimes when I'm
Yeah.
like brushing my teeth or something, I set the phone down. It's just the same video plays over
I do
and
the
over.
same thing,
I'm like,
yeah.
crap. Now I'm gonna be
I know.
seeing Jeep videos for the next 3 days.
Exactly. And like I do the same thing where it's like, or my algorithm will get to a point where it's like the same video, but it's like just by a different person in a different way.
Yeah.
Just like again, I'm like, okay, I'm tired of seeing it. I'll just start scrolling past it till I.
If
see
you
it.
hold it down, you can press not interested. That's what I do. If there's something I just really don't want to see.
I didn't know that.
Damn.
But
But the YouTube Shorts, I don't.
another thing I do is on YouTube I'll go. They have like categories on the top, so they're like all and then like different things like you've been interested in lately,
On the Shorts?
or just on YouTube.
Oh.
But I think they pop up shorts too, maybe. But I'll go to the new to you if I'm like tired of seeing the same thing, and it'll be like stuff that's like different, a little bit different.
You know, I've been so used to my reels and my TikToks on my personal pages being catered, you know, and personalized. We were at the house the other day late one night and had his Xbox hooked up to the TV, and I walk in and they're like scrolling through the reels or
On YouTube?
I've never done it
YouTube
before.
Shorts. And like I was just like what is going on? I was so confused because like, I've been so used to seeing the same type of information
Yeah.
on my phone, and on YouTube I'm just like, this reminds me of like the first day you downloaded TikTok. And it's just the most random crap, and like it's gonna take a long time to sort through what
Yeah.
you're interested in.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, this is just
There's
too
a lot
much.
of cooking videos on there.
It's just random cooking videos.
I've never tried it before. I wanted to give it a shot.
We started a TikTok page for the podcast, and I never watch videos on there. It's just my personal account. And the other day, I was like logged into it or something. I forgot to switch it, and I'm like scrolling through the For You page, and I'm like, "What is this?"
Yeah, I have it on my phone just for the podcast too. It's like that's all I have it on there for, and I'll get on it very rarely just to see if like how that video is doing or whatever. And I was like, okay, I don't use TikTok. I'm like, oh, let's see what it's about. Like the second or third swipe, it was the French, how they're doing like the protests in France. I don't know if you heard about that.
Yeah.
There's like a naked woman on them. I'm like, what the hell is this?
But we got demonetized because we put a song in the video. So
Exactly.
Hey.
How does that work?
yeah,
It's crazy. So
hold on before we change subject. So do you watch Instagram Reels?
I've started to, yeah.
Okay.
I've started to, and those have been doing better for me lately than TikTok.
You watch them?
I watch more TikTok than I do Instagram, but
I've never watched Instagram Reels.
It took a minute to get kind of personalized, but honestly, I like. It seems more personalized than TikTok for me right now. I don't know. Just trying different things right now, seeing that works. You know, just trying to get ideas from other people doing different things. And
So what kind of videos are you guys like putting out as a band, or do you just put it out on your personal?
Well,
Go check out Dead Wake Archery Innovations. He gave us a little hat there to give us a little set decoration, and I know if we would have caught him before we built this set, we'd probably have a whole bow.
For security purposes, I don't know if we could have had the bow in here, but
it'll be all right.
especially after the comments you've made in the last episode.
Well, I mean, yeah, for sure. But I'll tell you what, that Leviathan bow will get everything you need. Get every job done you need done.
You guys need to follow them on Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. They just posted this week. I don't know when you're going to be seeing this, but this week they posted some really cool pictures of all the different colors they've got, the bows they're finishing up. So you want to get your order in soon.
And a little nugget of information here. They have just upgraded their manufacturing process this weekend. A little picture shown on there. They're going full time. Congratulations, Trevor Pigeon out there. He is full time. Dead Wake Archery Innovations. Super proud of him. Great entrepreneur. So just go out and support him, man. He's doing a great thing over there at Dead Wake, and we're really proud to see where they're going and where they're going to end up.
They've perfected the craft, essentially.
Yes. And one really cool thing about it is it's 100% made in the USA, 100% made in Oklahoma, which is another cool thing. I know most of our listeners are from Oklahoma, but if you're not, it's still 100% made in the USA. I mean, just go grab you a Leviathan bow, and a little sneak peek, they're going to have another line of bows coming out here really, really soon.
And they, there's other companies out there that are making similar products, but they're just copies of other people's products. No, sorry. That's crazy. But at Dead Wake, they design their own products. You're not getting a copy of someone else's product. You're getting a engineered product that they designed themselves.
Made to order, and you can even get personalized designs on your bow too. They got some great cool things going on over there. Anodizing, if I can put the words out of my mouth. Anodizing and
Anodization.
Anodization.
I don't know if that's a word.
Either way, but you can get a cool custom design, whatever you want on your bow. You can even customize the grip however you want it as well. And go check them out.
Huge thank you to Dead Wake Archery Innovations for sponsoring us.
I've kind of just turned all my social medias into band pages. I don't even really want a personal page, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I guess all the videos we're doing, we'll do show recaps. We've done a lot of those. We'll do a lot of the still frame videos, sitting still with text on, the side with a looping sound, just trying to make the video replay a 6 or 7 second video.
Yeah.
We've done some of the word of the days and just kind of random stuff that isn't really show related, but just
it's just trying to get
little skits.
Trying to get your fans interacting with your stuff. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I used to do back in December when we dropped River and Red. I would just I took a video of me walking down this railroad track back home in the woods, and my pickup parked beside it. It was all rainy and cold and stuff, and I just chopped it up and randomly organized the different chops, and so it was staggered, and then I would just do some really weird creepy edits where it was staticky. It looked like you're glitching out.
Yeah.
And on it was really easy video to make, and it did pretty good. So I tried more like that, and then those started tapering off, and they quit working altogether. So I don't know. It's hard to put your finger on what's working and when it's working, because by the time you jump on a trend, or at least by the time I do and become aware of it, just trying to do something similar and take advantage of it, it seems like it's already come and gone. So there needs to be a red dirt watchdog for TikTok.
Yeah. You ever do behind the scenes band stuff? This is us setting up for a show, stuff like that.
We'll do. We'll put those in the show recaps a lot of times. Yeah. Or take random videos of each other, just on the bus or something. But honestly, I need to post more of that stuff because I've only had it a couple times.
Yeah. We've thought about doing a behind the scenes at the tumbleweed kind of stuff, just to see how that would perform.
That stuff's super cool because I think that kind of connects your audience.
Yeah.
It's more personable for whoever's listening to whatever you're sharing.
Yeah.
So I think that's cool.
we wanted to do it. It's just awkward. I feel like it'd be awkward. Hey, Matt Williams, what are you doing now?
Yeah. We're like, we're just plugging in mics. I don't know what to
You
tell
just
me.
catch us being total weirdos.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of stuff that I would maybe want to watch. You know, if there was an artist I liked or whatever, like a behind the scenes, like.
Yeah, I think it'd be really interesting. We also kind of want to get in like some different types of videos because our YouTube is what we really quantify how we perform at just our video podcast.
Yeah.
We also have Spotify, Apple Music, but we want to get into other like YouTube video types. Like we want to go golfing with artists, go fishing with artists, do whatever like they want to do.
That'd be cool.
And then like make some clips and a full video and then use that. And I think it'd be really neat to do.
Dude, you guys should come down. Let's go golfing in Ardmore or something.
Are you
Tell him
play golf?
Tell him the name. He's gonna love this. Tell him the name.
9 holes and 6 strings.
That's cool. I
So
like that.
the idea is for like, say we took you out to like Lakeside in Stillwater or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll have you bring an acoustic guitar. We'll play 9 holes and then we'll have you play one song and we'll film the whole thing.
Dude, that'd be sick. I'd be totally down. We were just playing the other day. Was it the day?
It
the
was
song
Saturday,
dropped?
yeah.
Yeah, it was last Saturday, and you know I hadn't golfed since last summer. I just started a couple of years ago, so like I've got shitty clubs, and I like to have fun, you
It's
know.
the same thing with me, man.
And so I told JD, I was like, hey, record me. And we're on like what, hole 4?
It was 4 or 5. It was early. I
Yeah,
know
it was
that.
early. I was like, hey, record me driving, and I'm gonna do like a little promo for the song after I hit this drive. Like I'm gonna just really focus and try to.
I saw that
crush
video
it.
somewhere.
Yeah, and I broke my damn driver.
Yeah, the head just goes flying off of the.
Do you remember
that?
The 3 wood?
Yeah.
I was so pissed, but like in the moment, I had one thought. I was like, okay, I can either just like get pissed right now, or I can finish this video and make it worthwhile. And so, you know, I said something like, you know, just drop a song, go get it, pointed at the camera at the stick, and I just walked off and just thought about what I'd done. I'm like, man,
Don't worry, I've done the same exact thing, but not with a driver. We were playing. Well, I think it was a par 5, wasn't it?
I don't even remember.
It was like I was pretty far out, and I got my 3 wood out, and I went to hit the ball, and I think I completely missed the ball, and my head just goes flying down the. I think it landed in a pond down by the hole. I was like, oh god,
Yeah, we could get a little scramble action going, and
that'd be nice.
we have these like the clip-on wireless mics.
oh heck,
that's
yeah,
great.
that'd be sick.
Yeah.
You have to do a lot of editing on what's said at golf.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just let it be. The one thing that we wanted to, or he watches a lot more golf videos than I do. He wanted to do a ball tracer,
Shot tracer.
shot tracer, and the ball. He's like, that's gonna take so much time.
You guys watch golf videos or anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like the shot tracer is going to be so time consuming to put
Yeah.
in every shot tracer, but I think it makes the video so much better.
I'm sure it will.
I mean, is it easier to see a ball from behind on camera than it is in person? Because I'm the worst. at seeing
I
where
lose
hit
it
the ball.
right off the club
Yeah.
every time.
I mean, I'm just like, I'll just drop with you guys because I don't even know if that's a good drive. You know?
Exactly. I'm like, it sounded good. I don't know where it's at.
Probably drop more than I hit my own ball.
The head went farther than the ball.
I measure my success about how many balls I lose during the
Dude,
the
same.
play. Yeah.
I see an open. Where we went was it Lakeview in Ardmore?
Yeah, I think so.
And it was so open, and I'm like, yes, like I'm not gonna lose any. And I think I lost like 6.
That's a pretty good day.
That's a good day.
I got through 9 holes yesterday, and I think I only lost 4, and I was like, let's go.
Every time
Like,
I leave
that's
the
a
course with like 5 new golf balls that I found, I'm like,
Yeah.
this was a win today.
Definitely, dude. I'm always on the hunt, like just to like make it a little bit more worthwhile, like not feel so bad about my game.
We went and my buddy and I went and played this course a couple weeks ago, and it's a pretty nice course. And they had free tee. It was pretty expensive to play. They had free tees, and I was like, dude, we got to make this worth it. So shoveling the tees in the bag.
Cleaned them out. Huh? Yeah. It's so awesome, like when you find like a few good tees at the driving range before. I'm like, yes.
Yeah. And I remember you had a brand new, I think, like a brand new box. I think it was Callaway's, right? The balls. Mm-hmm. And I think we played at Guthrie, and it was just water everywhere. Like there's so many ponds, so many bunkers, whatever. And he's just like, every time he went into his bag, grabbing her sleeve, he pulls it out. Here goes $15 more.
That's the worst when you lose expensive ones. Like I think I have most of my expensive ones still because I'll just
I don't play with them.
gotta hang on.
I don't play with them.
I don't know
Just
why
for
I
looks.
hang on to them.
Yeah.
I need to leave them at my house or something.
When I first started playing, I was like, oh, I need to get these nice balls. Like, it would be so much better. And now I'm like, nah.
It really doesn't
We're just gonna
matter.
hope we find some out here today.
I went to Lakeside yesterday and I walked in and I was like, hey, you guys still use balls? And it was like 6, so it was like one of the last tee times they were gonna have. They're like, no, and then one guy was like, I gotcha. So he went back out, and I think this is like a side job, is that he finds those extra balls and then sells them. So he was like, he brought out like a whole bucket. He was like, I think it's like 10 for 5 or whatever. I handed him a 20. It's like, whatever this will get me. He said, just grab like 30 out of there or whatever. So he just gave me it was an ice bag. You know, like you fill ice up with. He gave me one of those, and I just started shoveling them in there. He said, "I'm like, you just tell me when, bud." And he was like, 3 more handfuls. I said, okay. So I got like 30, 35 balls out of that for $20.
That's at Lakeside in Stillwater?
Yeah, it was pretty
dude,
nice.
I'm about to ask that guy.
I know. And he was like, everyone else said no, and he's like, I got you, man. He walks out.
You
to
just
the back.
outed him. Now he's like going to
I
get
know.
fired.
Everybody's gonna walk. Where's the guy with the ice bag at?
Yeah. Yeah,
He
it was.
just lost his privileges of like cleaning up the pond.
Yeah, probably.
Where do you normally play at?
Man, so like I live down by Ardmore, and I've never golfed down there until this past weekend. You know, I'd only ever really been the last couple of years and hadn't done a whole bunch. But I used to go to Lakeside and Stillwater quite a bit when I lived there, and then we go to the country club up there, and then did a few down like around Dallas. But I mean, just not a lot really.
How far is Ardmore from here?
Hour and a half.
Did something like
About
that.
an hour and a half. It's not bad.
That's not too bad, man.
And there's some nice courses down there. Like Lake Murray is super nice. Lakeview is pretty nice.
That one, that one last week was really nice.
And I was like pumped. There's only one hole in like 18 that looked like I had like hazardous water that like you could lose a bunch in. And so I was pretty stoked about that.
So how far are you from Stillwater?
2.5.
Okay,
240.
that makes sense. That's why we couldn't set this up.
Yeah.
I kept thinking, like, doesn't the guy live in Stillwater?
Everybody thinks I still live in Stillwater. I haven't lived in Stillwater in a year and a half.
Okay.
Okay,
I was like, what do you mean you can't come? You live in
recently,
Stillwater.
though. You did recently.
Yeah, I was up there for 4 years.
Okay,
4.5
that's
years.
pretty good.
I went to Oklahoma Baptist in Shawnee for 2 years and played football there. And then I transferred to Oklahoma State my junior year. Had to take a 5th year to finish school. Stayed another year just playing music. And then, I was like, I got to get out of here.
Yeah. What position you play?
I played wide receiver.
Wide receiver?
Yeah.
I was either gonna say like I honestly thought a quarterback because
Oh,
you're pretty
shoot.
tall too, but wide receiver checks out too.
Definitely not a quarterback.
Yeah.
Football set me off.
So what were you studying when you came up to OSU?
So before I transferred to Oklahoma State, I was doing I wanted to do physical therapy is what I wanted to do.
Nice.
And then I was doing like some personal training stuff. I got that certification. And then when I got to Oklahoma State, I did rangeland and ecology management, did like a wildlife biology thing. Got a minor in range management. Almost have a minor in history because Oklahoma Baptist, it's a private school, and you have to take a ton of liberal arts classes and Bible theology classes and stuff. And so I've got a ton of those credits that almost added up to a history minor. But, I'm obviously not using any of it. Yeah.
So are you full-time music?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I help my dad a couple days during the week, do some oil field stuff. But, I mean, really, this is pretty much all I've done for the last 4 years or so.
That's pretty cool. So you went from physical therapy. What made you want to go to kind of like the rangeland stuff?
So when I was in high school, I went to a really small high school, Fox, Oklahoma. And we had a really good FFA program.
Where at?
Fox, Oklahoma.
I think I've heard of that. I've just through FFA.
Yeah.
We were both in FFA.
I grew up
as well.
like 20 minutes west of Davis.
Okay.
And so Fox,
Yeah.
we had a really good range judging program and, land team and everything. I was on the range team, and we always, did really well in playing ID and range judging. And I was really interested in that. And I almost was on the range team at Oklahoma State coming out of high school. And I was like, nah, screw that. I'm playing football, blah, blah, blah. And, end up back at OSU. And I'd always loved, playing ID and, wildlife and ecology and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So that's just kind of what I gravitated towards. And it was fun. Like, I loved that degree, loved getting it, loved doing all the classes. Got to do some prescribed fire classes and set
That's
fields
pretty
on
cool.
fire with a blast. But, yeah. And so, I mean, that stuff is helpful. I do a lot of deer hunting and stuff like that. So, I mean, it is helpful for me, at least in real life. But I'm definitely not going to do that as a job.
Arson as a little side hobby.
I know. When I was in FFA, like we had a decent FFA program. I mean, it wasn't anything great, but like I would just go do random competitions sometimes. Like
Yeah.
one time I went to TCC and did like a farm business management competition. No idea what it was. I'm like, yeah, that'll be fun. Walk in, they're like doing math. I didn't even have a calculator. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like writing numbers on a piece of paper. And then I think when we went with the state one year, no, it was just a judging competition at OSU. I did the range judging.
Oh yeah,
too. Yeah. Just
where'd
one
you go to
time.
school at?
Kansas, Oklahoma.
Kansas, Oklahoma. Okay.
Probably never heard of it.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
That's crazy. He went to J. What judging did you do? Or did you?
Yeah, I did cattle judging a little bit, but that was basically it. I did some speech stuff. I did speech contest. What else? There was some sort of we did some sort of stock market thing one time. We went into this room, and that was one of those deals. I didn't sign up for it. It was just like, hey,
I love going to random.
he's like, hey, by the
competitions.
way, you're doing this later.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
It was kind of funny when I went and did the range one. It was just like we took a bus out to it was just pasture. Then you had like some like dirt dug up. They're like, okay, what is this? I'm like,
dirt.
check just a random letter. I'm like, and you're really walking around it with everybody else. You have to look like you know what you're doing.
You see people making the ribbons. They're like, what are they doing there?
Yes, I was like just walking around like, all right, this looks right. just random.
Was that at OSU?
Yeah. it was
What
awesome.
what year did you graduate?
I graduated 2020.
2020. Okay, yeah, that was way after me, but yeah, those were always fun ones when OSU put them on.
Yeah, it was like from like 16 to 2020 when I was in
I got
high
you.
school. So I don't know if any of our years overlapped, but
I graduated from Fox in 16.
16, so probably not.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I was just like, just pretend you know what you're doing, even though you don't.
Dude, it's fun though. How'd you do on the Plan ID?
I have no idea. I couldn't tell you. I have no clue.
Dude, all my buddies will get pissed. A lot of times we're walking out the woods, making deer plots or putting, deer stands up or something, and I'll just get sidetracked, just identifying plants and picking up stuff. And like, dude, come on, we're on a mission.
Trenton's down there digging in the dirt.
I got 2 pieces of grass. I'm like, that one's hairy on the sides, that one's hairy on the base.
That's hilarious.
Are you full time doing this?
Pretty much, yeah. I work for Trent's cousin, and we do like house remodels and like clean up stuff. So I'm part time with him, and then playing music full time.
We were you guys know who Cam Allen is, right?
Yeah.
I assume you know
Yeah,
who
okay.
Cam Allen is. We talked to him at Calf Fry, and we were talking about on the way up here, and we found out he does landscaping at
I think that's what he said. It's something like
It's
that.
like
It's
landscaping or pressure washing. And we were just thinking he's like sitting there listening to his own songs or playing it out loud while he's doing the landscaping
and
stuff.
he's got a song Lake Days, and in it he says like something about listening to the Cam Allen band.
Yeah.
Like he says he's listening to his own band in
Yeah.
the song. So I was like, I wonder when he's working if he's just like blaring his own music out there.
Dude, I will whenever we finish a song in the studio, I will wear it out listening to it.
Yeah.
Like, listen to the rough, listening to every mix we get back, and learning it, and I will wear it out. But once it finally releases, I'm so sick of hearing it.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm just like,
Yeah, some people we talk to, they're like, I don't want to hear it. They're like, I record it, I listen to the final cut, and then I don't want to hear
that's
it
how I am
anymore.
with the podcast. I don't I'll click on it and run like just drag the bar through for the view, but I won't listen to it. I can't.
I listen to it like probably 3 times each time. I listen to it while I'm editing it, and then I'll listen to it after on audio, and then I'll watch the video too.
Yeah.
do you guys just ever crange at
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. Like literally, that's why I don't listen to it. It's because I can't stand the way my voice sounds. Like I can't do it. No.
Oh, man. That's how I feel in old videos of me playing guitar or singing or something. I'm just like, who let me do this? Who agreed that I should post this on Instagram?
Yeah.
So what kind of guitar do you have? Because you got some interesting
Yeah.
ones I've seen.
So I've got some stories behind them too. I'm a big guitar trader. I like to trade and find deals, and I don't like to buy anything brand new really. I'm just kind of a tightwad. But so I've got an acoustic. It's a 2009 Gibson SJ200. Kind of like my dream acoustic guitar, and I traded for it actually. I made a line of trades. I started with a Fender Blues Junior, and I think I bought that thing for Actually, I'm not gonna say any numbers that I bought it for because that'll give away my secrets. But so I'll just say I started with a Fender Blues Junior. I ended up with a custom telly made from a 100-year-old barn in Stillwater at one point. Ended up with a Mexican Strat at one point. Ended up with a 2003 PRS CE22 at one point that I traded away, and I've since bought back because I missed that guitar. I found it on Facebook 2 years later. And I was like, let me see its serial number. And it was just some random guy from Texas that had it. I was like, don't get rid of that. I want it back. And so I bought it back. That ended up with a 61 Gretsch hollow body, a 6117. Traded it away. I had a 72 J45. That was a really cool guitar. Just traded it away. And then that's what I ended up with is my SJ200. So that's my acoustic I've got. I've got my 2003 PRS CE22 that I bought back. It's like a whale blue color. And then I'm a huge PRS guy. I remember like when I was younger seeing Cody Canada play that silver PRS. I'm just like, what is that thing? And I had to figure out what it was, and then I just got obsessed with PRSs once I finally got a hold of one. And so I have two PRSs. The other one's a 2001 CE24. It's just, two more frets, and that's actually my number one right now. It's kind of a purple color. I had a Les Paul, traded for it, but yeah. So I'm an old PRS guy. I like the older early 2000s, late 90s PRS guitars, and I don't know. That's just my sound. I love it.
That's one of the. He's probably the most guitar heavy guy we've talked to.
Yeah, for sure.
Like everyone else is like, I got like two. I got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not really I've never really been a gearhead or anything. I'm just this is like a new thing that I've been getting into. I've got an amp. It's a Mesa Boogie Lone Star Classic, 1x12, and I bought it. I drove to Manhattan, Kansas a few years ago and picked it up, and then I traded it away to Dwight Hamlin for the White Lighters, and then ended up buying it back from him last summer. And so I've got all of my gear that I've traded away pretty much that I wanted back.
Huge thank you to Vernon from Brad's Bat.
Blah, 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah. Leave this part in. Huge thank you to Vernon from Bad. Oh, man, I can't say it. Huge thank you to Vernon from Bad Brad's Barbecue for hooking it up. We got some cool set decorations here. We got the Whiskey Flight and then the shotgun shell shot glasses. So, Vernon, if those go missing, don't check our houses because I would never.
I believe he actually is selling those shot glasses and that flight at Bad Brad's Barbecue, along with, again, some of the best barbecue in the state. So go check them out.
Yeah, go in there. You can get a hat. We got hats over there. And we've also got some Bad Brad's gift cards to give away. So if you see us around anytime at Brad's, not at Brad's, hit us up. We might have a gift card for you.
For sure.
Jagger, it's about lunchtime, I think.
I think it is too.
You know where we got to go, right?
We're going to Bad Brad's.
Bad Brad's Barbecue. I'm getting the burn-ins with the jalapeno cornbread. It's not even a question. That's what I'm getting. What are you getting?
So I
know the answer to
usually
this.
get the dirty fries.
Oh, you're switching it up on us.
But I tried some really good tri-tip the other day, and man, it was fantastic. So I think next time I go in, I'm gonna go get the tri-tip.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it,
I
man.
want it back. And so, along the way, I thought I could find something cooler, and then I ended up trading and then buying back what I got rid of. So, my good trades didn't really mean much once I spent the money and bought it back at the same time anyways. But.
Yeah.
I used to have a bunch of guitars, and I got rid of everything. So I build electric guitars.
Okay.
I got rid of everything except stuff I've made. And I was like, I can't have this other stuff now. That was probably dumb, but, but yeah.
That's pretty funny.
What kind of guitars, what are they set up like?
So mainly, I'm a big telly guy. Okay. So mainly telly. I do a little bit different shape, but I just finished pull it over here. I just finished a Strat style that was that we burnt. We charred it, and I had never.
Oh man.
So mainly.
Is that rosewood fretboard? What is that?
Yeah. Well, it's not rosewood anymore, but
Dang, that's cool.
That's clean.
I don't remember what they call it. They call it something
Whatever it
else,
is,
but
yeah, I just always see rosewood.
yeah.
What pickups are those?
It's from a company called All Texas, and they build. It's kind of like a Tex-Mex kind of like.
Real strategy.
Yeah, and they pre-build the pick guards and everything, and all I did was wire it up, pop it in.
Heck yeah, that's cool.
But
do they remind you like a lot? What does it remind you of playing it?
it's not like a super like your classic Strat sound. It's like more of a. It's got some more like. I don't know. It's got a little. It's not as deep as like a Strat. Like it has more like. It's got more of like a
Trebly,
tinny sound like to it a little bit.
Okay.
I don't ever really play like a neck pickup. I'm not a huge fan of neck pickups.
That's always my thing with Strats. Like they're always too stratty. I mean, that's like the word I always use. Just too stratty, too much low end.
Yeah, I love a bridge pickup on a telly, like something like a 62 or something like that. Overwound usually. That's what I usually go for.
Yeah, both of my PRSs are cold tapped. One has the factory rotary, 5-way rotary, and then my blue one, the 22. It had the rotary when I had it the first time, and when I got it back, somebody had put a toggle and a push-pull pot on it. And so it's still 5-way. You can split the back humbucker or the front humbucker. And, I mean, it doesn't necessarily sound like a single coil, but it cleans it up a lot. And, I mean, it gives it a really distinct sound that's not a humbucker to me. And so I'll do that, like, on a lot of our more country songs or, like, the more, like, ambient songs, just to have, like, almost like kind of resemble a telly idea in a way. And, I mean, I think it makes it different enough that it sounds cool. So, I mean, it's not just a PRS metal sound all the time,
Yeah.
You can actually do some cool stuff with it.
I like the sound of a P90 too.
I'm not a P90
Oh,
guy.
you're not?
No, I'm not.
Okay. I love like a really edgy, like really hot P90 sound. Like you can't even step in front of the amp because it's gonna feedback.
Yeah, I haven't really given them a huge chance, but I don't know. I think I've just gotten comfortable where I'm at with my sound. I don't want to go too far out of it right now, but I don't know.
There's just so many, and you can get what's crazy is you can get like two of the same pickup and they're different.
Yeah, that's wild.
So it's always you never really know what you're gonna get until you plug it in and try it out.
Kind of the surprise that you look forward to, though, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Part of it.
Yeah. I know nothing about this, so I'm just.
Hey, me too, bro.
Hey, let's
I'm
go.
lost.
Yeah. So, here's a quick question that we usually ask all of our guests. If you had one artist that you could make one cover album, of just all their songs, or not all their songs, but you could do one album that's all covers of one artist. That's a better way to phrase
So
that.
if you could cover one artist, make an album of one particular artist and only their songs.
Yes, exactly.
Ooh.
That's tough.
I danced around that in a really awkward way, but
that a little bit.
I reel it back in. Let's go.
Sorry. I'll let you do this one first. If you had, do it from, a drum perspective, though. Like what drummer would you want to emulate on a record?
12 different versions of Wipeout.
Oh, man. I would lose my mind.
Man, I don't know. You might have to come back. I might have to think about that.
Man, okay.
That's tough.
Let me sit here and think for a second. That's hard. I have so many different ones I would want to do, honestly. Okay, we need, a time era. Obviously nobody too recent, right?
Yeah. Well,
whatever you
could,
want.
but-
Whatever you want.
I'd say, it'd be cool to do a record of all Ragweed songs. That's what
Nice.
got me into Red Dirt. I heard
Yeah.
that Garage record when I was 9 years old, and that's what set me on the course we are. That was my introduction to Oklahoma music and Red Dirt and this whole independent scene, and that was a big influence on me. And those are still some of my favorite songs to this day. So I would have to say a Ragweed album would be cool.
All right, so from a drummer's perspective, I think of all time, probably an Earth, Wind and Fire record.
Nice.
Just because I grew up playing gospel, and I love the simplicity of the drumming in that era, and it's something that I've kind of tried to lean into, less is more type of deal, and it's just feel good music, and I think anything that brings joy to people is good. So I'd probably do Earth, Wind and Fire.
Nice.
What were some of the things that you listened to growing up? Like you mentioned,
Man, I listened to everything. Before I really got in, it took me a while to get into the Red Dirt scene, really understand what it was and become familiar with it. like I had known about Ragweed, but I didn't even like honestly I didn't even know it was an Oklahoma band until like I was in high school sometime probably. I just like always remember that name, Cross Canadian Ragweed. That's so wild. Like I'll never forget that. And the music's awesome. So I mean I never even put that together with the fact that there was this huge scene going on. Just because I'm from a small town, southern Oklahoma, like unless it's on the radio or somebody introduces you to it, like I really didn't have a means to finding this kind of stuff, you know, and it was definitely before like the digital age really took off. I listened to a lot of 90s country, listened to a lot of, you know, like the Toby Keith stuff in the early 2000s, like that was big for me. And I listened to a lot of rap, you know, a ton of rap, you know, some classic rock. I just kind of was all over the place and, you know, got into like some metal in high school and hard rock. And I don't know, I mean, I literally just tried any kind of music and roll with it. But once I found this Red Dirt scene, and, you know, discovered all my favorite songwriters, you know, when I was probably between 17 and 19 is when I really started getting into hardcore. And I was just like, okay, like this is it. Like this is what I'm landing on. Like of all the different music I've tried out, like this is what I'm sticking with. So that's kind of my journey on it. But
What about you?
I mean, kind of the same thing. I grew up kind of listening to everything. I played a lot in church growing up, so like played like gospel, southern rock, stuff like that. And then I mean, I didn't really find the Red Dirt scene probably it's about 6 years ago or something. I was kind of on mainstream country for a while. I was in the military for a little bit, so I listened to a lot of that, like Missing Home and stuff like that. But, yeah, I mean, I'm very excited about, like, the way that the Red Dirt scene's going, especially out of Oklahoma, just because all the bands that we play with, it's never a competition. It's always, like, a collaborative team building deal. Like everybody wants to see each other make it, you know? Mm-hmm. So I'm very pleased with like the Red Dirt scene today. And I'm pretty glad I found it really.
That's kind of how I was. I mean, I'm like, I knew who CCR was, but I knew like 2 songs growing up, you know, that my parents listened to or whatever. And then it wasn't until coming out here that I really, got into all that stuff.
You're welcome. I take credit for that one. For him.
You know, you said something important there, like how it's never a competition with like all of our homies that we're playing shows with. And you know, when I moved to Stillwater, I expected to be this big, robust, popping music scene going on, because I knew like that was like the genesis of it. You know, that was Ragweed, Bolin, Stony, McClure, everybody, and Reed had just come and gone right before I moved there. And so, like, I just gravitated towards it because I knew that's where the music was happening. And I had known about guys like Josh Malloy and Gannon before I met them, Charlie Hickman. And so, like, I knew those guys were playing. I was like, I want to be doing that. That's cool. Like, this is before I even knew these guys. And so I got there, and, I was kind of disappointed that there wasn't much going on. But what I began to realize is, like, in the early 2000s when all the boom was happening, that the stories you hear about on the Strip, all those guys were kind of, at least what I understand and what I picked up on and what I witnessed was, it looked like they were all playing shows together. They were all buddies. They were all putting each other on shows, kind of like these Boys from Oklahoma shows are doing. Like, they're going and traveling together. They're not beating each other out of opportunities, but, it seemed more like they're helping each other build a fan base. Because, I mean, if you think about the number of bands there are in Oklahoma versus the number of bands that are in Texas right now, Texas has all the venues. Texas has all the bands. And so, like, if you go down there, you're just, a solo fish out in the middle of the ocean infested with sharks. And so you kind of need all the help you can get whenever you go down there and try to put on shows and get opportunities. And I think you can do it a lot better by sticking together. And, that's just kind of like what all of us have envisioned and tried to, hold an example of is having this type of environment and, having these types of relationships and putting on these kinds of shows. And I think it helps us all out, and, it feels good and it's fun. And at the end of the day, like if someone else gets a little bit from it, like you're getting a little bit from it too. Mm-hmm. And like to me, that's one of the most important things about what's going on in Oklahoma right now is like a lot of people, the majority of people playing have this kind of mindset and attitude towards it. And I think it's really cool.
It's super dope.
And it's fun. It's awesome. I love it.
I noticed that like with the like you mentioned Kerry earlier, like the way that he goes about like trying to book people and like he's trying to get these smaller artists like coming through. He's not just trying to bring in big crowds. He's trying to bring in, the acts that he thinks are important,
Yeah, he's one of the first ones that threw us a bone, like I think that the first time we played the Tumbleweed we just played Weedstock, and the Weedstock was our first like actual big show other than like a dive bar, and we had no idea what an input list was. We had no idea like stage etiquette during sound check, you know, just etiquette in general. Like, you know, it was just kind of like showing up and doing it. And, you know, shout out to Steve and Kerry for kind of like showing us the ropes on just how to be a little bit more professional about it. And that was from day one that they did that. You know, they didn't know us. And, you know, so shout out to Kerry and Tumbleweed, man. He's helped us out big time along the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing I've really noticed about, especially after we started the podcast and started to really discover a lot of the smaller artists, is that the red dirt, especially Oklahoma country music scene, is very deep. There's a lot of artists out there that are putting out really good music. Like sure, Avery Stennett, you guys, Matt Williams, Dylan Moss, and all the guys just around Stillwater and around Oklahoma. There's just an insane amount of people that are putting out good music, and it seems like they're all working together.
Absolutely.
Like
and, you know, like, I remember the days when I first moved to Stillwater, and I was just talking about this with somebody the other day. When I first moved to Stillwater in 2018, I wasn't even 21 yet, and I would just get into open mics when I could if no one questioned why I was holding the guitar. And, you know, I'd show up to Willie's or the Great White Buffalo, and, you know, there'd be 3 or 4 people total. Isaac McClung was hosting the open mic, and that's the most underrated artist in Oklahoma. I'll die by that statement. Isaac McClung. If anybody listens to this, go listen to Isaac McClung, please. You will thank me for it, and your life will be that much better. But anyways, Isaac was hosting these open mics, and I was just really inspired by how he handled it. You know, how professional he was, like the things he had to say, his perspective on putting on performances and shows, and like how he treated people. And like that was one of the main things that kind of got the wheels turned inside my brain on like, okay, like you can do this like at a bigger scale, and like you can kind of like inspire other people to do this, and you can talk with people about it, and like most people will be on board with it. And so like I said, it was kind of a collective deal with everybody that was playing around Stillwater at the time, at least in our little Stillwater scene. And you know, we went from having a few people a night to you know, I hosted open mics for a couple of years, and I think the most I ever had on a Sunday night at Willie's was like 25 or 26 people. And it was badass to see that many people showing up and playing for live music. And then I remember whenever I first put a band together, and there was only, you know, 3 or 4 bands in Oklahoma maybe that like I could think of off the top of my head that were playing shows. And I mean, now you could throw a rock and hit a band, you know, in any part of the state. It's just so, and they're all quality, and everybody's not taking pride in what they're doing, and like, there's better relationships with venues in Oklahoma now than ever, or, you know, at least since I've been playing. And it's cool because like it seems like the whole scene is coming up, and it's becoming more bountiful and better quality and better quantity.
Yeah, for sure.
As we start to wrap things up here, we've never asked this question, but I just thought about it. I think it'd be a good one. So give us like, in either one of you, both of you, whatever, like 3 artists that you think would be good for us to have on the show.
Yeah.
Because we get, you know, I think there's a lot of smaller people, especially that they get overlooked, you know, when we're looking for people. And
okay, I feel like I'm gonna probably say some people you guys already have. What do you think? You got any right off the top of your head? 3?
3.
You want 3 small artists?
3 just artists in general.
You guys done Avery?
Nope,
We haven't.
we have a list and he's
Yeah.
on it though.
Yep.
I figured you'd have a list and he'd probably be on it. You got Brady Stetson coming on. There's a band southeastern Oklahoma, Kinlock. You guys heard of them?
We missed them.
Yep.
We just barely missed them at Calf Fry.
Yeah, they're super cool guys.
You write them down?
Yeah. I got it.
Kinlock, you know, I feel like I could just give you a whole catalog.
There's so many, I don't want to leave any out.
Obviously, you need to get Noah on here. Yeah, good luck. Getting a hold of him.
If he'll quit dodging us, we'll have him on.
I don't know who's worse, me or him, but like, let's all. We'll play phone tag the same way for 2 weeks. You know, I think he's still got some of my cables he needs to bring by. But it's probably just dodging us all. A lot of those Battle of the bands that were at the Tumbleweed, you know, I got a chance to talk to quite a few of those bands, and honestly, they're doing some really cool stuff. I would get with them. Kaylin Smith, she's a Stillwater artist. She lives there in Stillwater, and she's got a band. She's got some awesome music coming out. She's got one song out already, and then I believe one song, but she's got some new stuff coming out. You should check her stuff out. She's
I'd
cool.
say Taylon Smith.
Caitlin Smith.
Caitlin Smith.
Yeah, Caitlin Smith. Adara K. Adara's awesome.
Yeah,
We had her on.
Yep.
You had Adara on?
Yep.
Heck yeah. Yeah, Adara's. We've been friends for a long time. She's awesome. I feel like I've been seeing like you guys have been having everybody on lately. Who all have you had on recently?
Everybody at Calf Fry. I mean, we had Brady Stetson, Adara K, Coda Lewis and the Flyers. Tyler Halverson, White Flores, Huser Brothers, Tanner Usray, Cam Allen, Brandon Bethel.
Carrie. We had Carrie on.
Carry on.
You don't talk about playing phone tag. Carrie's the guy to play phone
I need to
tag
listen
with.
to that one.
we had
Did you
Carry
get
on.
Cole Barnhill on?
I'd love to get Cole Barnhill.
Yeah, we've
on.
got a show with Cole. We're doing a co-headline at Bubba's Brew House August 25th down in Durant. Yeah, he's a super cool dude. He'd be cool to talk to.
Yeah, I like his music too. He's got some really good songs.
Yeah, obviously, you guys. I'm sure you'll get Josh on one of these days. Yeah, I mean, dude, there's just there's so many. I'll text you guys a list.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it put me on the spot trying to sit here and remember all the music we listened to last week or two. But
We've had also like Charlie Hickman's been on our podcast twice as well.
heck yeah, Charlie's awesome.
Yeah,
dude.
I like Charlie a lot. We're hoping to do a fishing thing with him pretty soon.
Really?
He likes to go fishing, so we're hoping to do a little.
He's
kinda
supposed to be
fishing.
finding us a spot. There better
Yeah.
be some big ones in there.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do a noodling episode.
Oh god.
We'll take you guys out on
Let's do the golf thing, dude.
Listen, I'm pretty country, but I don't know if I'm country enough to noodle.
that would go viral. I mean, you guys do a music podcast, catch some flatheads, and then we'll do an acoustic song in the bass boat. Yeah.
Watch this episode. Rhett dies from dies while he
Last
noodles.
episode. The finale, right there.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, we got some artists coming to the Tumbleweed. Hopefully this next year or this next semester and year coming up too. That will hopefully can tie down if we get lucky.
Heck yeah.
I just feel like there's a lot of smaller artists that get overlooked.
Definitely.
You know, that we don't even know about because we're in the space, but not as much as you guys. You know.
We're working out Lance Rourke right now too.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, I'll put a list together and send you guys a bunch of names because I mean I could go on and on, but we'd be here all day, and you know you might get in the same situation as with me, Noah, playing phone tag forever.
Yeah.
So I'll put you guys on some.
Hey, playing phone tag's better than getting ghosted. That's all I got to say.
Oh yeah, people probably think I'm ghosting them. You know, how often I just don't answer my phone. I've got like 900 unread texts right now. I just like it's overwhelming, and I don't want to read them.
And we got a response. That makes me feel better.
Yeah.
I can't do it. If I get like 7 texts, I'm like, okay, I got to sit down and figure this out real quick.
Yeah.
It's been cumulative. I'll just kind of like let it snowball, and then I finally like started thinking about it. I was like, that's not cool, and then I'm like, that's just too much effort. I'll just get a new phone one of these days.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay.
Heck yeah.
You want to plug everything real quick?
Instagram is Trenton Fletcher Music. TikTok, Trenton Fletcher Music. Facebook, same thing. Twitter's just Trenton Fletcher. All of our music's on Spotify, iTunes, all that other good stuff. It's under Trenton Fletcher.
Blow up their TikTok. That's what I'm talking about. Go give them some views.
JD's got some drum pages on social media.
I've got TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I post a lot of covers. I just started a YouTube channel, so I'll be posting.
Nice.
Okay. I actually just dropped a cover of a radio song the other day. And then That's Why We Fight by Ella Langley & Co. I did that one too.
Nice.
TikTok's JD Drums. Instagram's JD Drums. There's 2 Ds in both of them. So, yeah.
Sweet.
Awesome. We'd give you Trenton's number, but he won't respond anyway. So
He's gonna play tag with it. Don't
One
worry.
more, I'm just gonna look at for my notifications and just clear the notifications.
well, I'm glad we finally linked up and
Yeah,
got to make
for
this
sure.
happen.
Heck
So
yeah, it was
appreciate you
awesome.
guys for coming out, and hopefully
Yeah.
we can go play some golf sometime.
Yeah.
Definitely.
That'd be a good
And
time.
then we're gonna noodle him.
Maybe.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for
Thank y'all.
listening.